I mean, the competition for housing is really bad everywhere, but we're talking about Philly today.
Tell me, where does this roller coaster reach a sea and stop the coasting?
Hey YouTube, it's me Kristianna. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to whenindoubtpink. Okay, so today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to be chatting a little bit. I've been wanting to remake this video for a really long time. I made this video or a version of this video a couple years ago, and I rewatched it and it wasn't really that helpful. So I just wanted to go back and do a little redo, especially because I've learned a lot more along the way. I really want to talk to you guys about like how you can find housing and gain housing in Philadelphia, because sometimes it can be a little bit tricky, as with most big cities. Like I think Philadelphia is like the 6th largest city, and also like one of the poorest, if the poorest big city, I think. I don't know, whatever, there's a lot going on here. But I've been seeing a lot of TikToks really recently on people doing like home tours, house tour, apartment tours, folks just like trying to figure things out, figure out where they belong, what neighborhood they should go to, and people just not having a lot of luck also. So I thought I'd just, you know, sprinkle my little wisdom here, and you can take it or leave it, but let's get into it. Okay, so before you even get started, the most important thing I think you need to kind of get real with yourself about is your budget. Okay, what can you afford? What can you go without so that you can afford? Okay, what I really learned in my time in Philadelphia, and I've been in and out of Philadelphia for the last 10 years. Sometimes I like to live in New Jersey, and then I make my way back to Philadelphia. Just the work that I do requires me to be really close to Philadelphia, and a lot of times it just makes sense that I live here. But what I've learned is that the more money you are willing to put in the game, okay, the better environment you can find yourself in, the nicer the place you can afford yourself, and I think these things, I think this should make sense and should be like duh. I think for me, I've definitely had to, I don't know, push my personal budget just a little bit, just to get the kind of environment, get to even just be able to live in the type of neighborhood that I've wanted to live in. Like at this point in time, I'm not going to say what neighborhood I'm in, but I am definitely in a neighborhood that I've wanted to live in for a really long time, but that did not come cheap. What I'm saying is know your budget so that you can know what neighborhoods you can actually afford to live in. How many rooms do you need? How many rooms can you afford? Or how many rooms do you need? Actually, that's another question you need to be asking yourself. What do you actually need? What can you go without? Are there certain amenities that you are trying to have wherever it is that you live? Because that's going to cost you too. I want to really encourage you to whittle down what it is that you actually need so that you can get what you want. Next, you really want to take some time to do some research on the different neighborhoods within the city. West Philly, North Philly, South Philly, Northeast Philly. Philly's huge, first of all, and everybody kind of has their own specific needs on why they may need to live in a certain neighborhood over another. Also, like there are a lot of racialized histories of the city. Philly can also be like very segregated. Honestly, if you're someone who's Black or a person of color, you may prefer to live in certain neighborhoods over others. And also, like if you're white, there are certain neighborhoods I would say that folks of color would prefer that you went to live over others, if that makes sense. And if it doesn't make sense, I should just clarify it really quickly. For example, South Philly is, although there are some like Black folks who live in South Philly, there are some Black families who have lived in South Philly for years and years. I want to say that first. South Philly also has a huge like white population, and because of that, the folks who are already there are usually pretty comfortable when other white folks move in. One. And two, you coming into the city and choosing to live somewhere like that, over some place like maybe in different parts of North Philly where Black folks tend to live or whatever. Like, it helps to kind of keep spaces open for folks of color to live where they are more accepted and comfortable, if that makes sense. At the end of the day, you can move wherever you want. If you are someone who takes that type of thing into consideration, those are things you want to consider. I'd say too, depending on how old you are and what your hobbies might be, there are certain parts of the city that you might want to live in over others. Another example, if you are an artsy fartsy girl and you love museums, you might want to live like in the Mantua section of West Philly where the art museum is just down the street. Or if you are someone who's like in your early 20s and you love to go out and party and you are like a hippy dippy kind of girl, you might want to live in Fishtown in North Philly, where there are tons of fun bars and music and stuff. It just depends on what you're into. On the flip side, safety might be something that you're like super concerned with and is like high up on your needs, and that too, you may want to do your research to figure out what parts of the city might you want to stay away from, what kinds of crimes happen in different parts of the city, because depending on where you move, you're never going to escape crime entirely, right? And I think I might do a safety Philly video at some point. You're never going to escape crime altogether, but there are certain kinds of crime that happen in certain areas, right? Whether that's like getting your car stolen or getting your car broken into or getting your house broken into, or you know, whatever it is, right? I don't want to like make this video about crime, but crime is a real thing, and especially again in the like 6th poorest city in the country or whatever the thing is, that is something that should be considered. Now, there are dozens of places that you can go online to find housing, for sure. Like, and some of my favorites have been honestly Facebook. I like found this current place on Facebook. I found my last place on Facebook. Facebook Marketplace is the GOAT, okay? But also within Facebook, there are Facebook groups, especially for Philadelphia specifically, that are either helping people to find affordable housing. There are tons of groups for affordable housing. There are tons of groups for just like regular housing, on top of the marketplace, right? And so I feel like Facebook is like a gold mine these days for listings, like apartment listings, row home listings, whatever kind of place you're looking to rent. There's something there. I think I've only ever had luck one time on Zillow, but a place I lived in for a while in Philly, I found it on Craigslist, believe it or not. But you do still need to be really careful on Craigslist. Not really like, oh my god, this rain is so loud. I'm trying to make a video. There are tons of scams on Craigslist, so you really do actually have to be careful about who you're responding to, what kinds of information that you give out. If they're like asking you to like text them any kind of code or any weird stuff like that, get away, get off it immediately. You do have to be mindful, but I've had definitely a ton of success in Philly on Craigslist. Another thing I've seen work for people is literally just walking around. There are certain neighborhoods where like literally there are signs everywhere, especially if you're a student. If you're a student, like you shouldn't even have to be watching this, because finding housing for students is super easy in the city. But if you are old like me, sometimes you can just walk around and like people will have signs up, realtors, like real estate. That whole game is really big in the city, and folks are like always on their Zoom, trying to like get you in a place. So if you walk around, sometimes there'll be phone numbers, sometimes people put up flyers, and I would just say like hit those folks up and see if they're serious, especially when you see like in the windows, sometimes they'll have like apartments, 2-3 bedrooms available, blah blah blah, but you literally have to be walking around and like being observant and, you know, not being afraid to like make those calls and see what they have. Oh, another thing I forgot to say about Facebook is that a lot of times too, realtors use Facebook, right, to get not get rid of properties, to like sell properties or like to rent properties. What I figured out is that even if the one place that I'm looking at maybe isn't my style, or maybe it's out of my price range or whatever, a lot of times if you go to their profile on Facebook Marketplace, you just like click on their face, it'll take you to their other properties that they have. You know, Facebook tries to be, I guess, mindful of how many properties they're showing from one person and try to make it more fair. And so like literally if you click on their face, you'll see like their whole profile of things that they sell or they've been selling, or, you know, reviews. If they're like a scam artist, people will tell you, okay? Very, very helpful. Now I know getting extra emails, getting extra text messages are annoying, all right? I know that, but sign up for them. If any of like Zillow, like Trulia, like Facebook, like if they're offering an opportunity for you to be notified of things, okay, sign up for the period of time, okay, until you find your place. Like, you want all the notifications. I want to encourage you to also tap into your local like network of folks, because you never know who might know somebody, okay? Now, even if you're like not like from Philly or the surrounding area, right? You just never know, again, who knows who. And so like I've seen like my one friend, he like wanted to move to Boston, and he reached out to his network and said, hey, I want to move to Boston, does anyone have any leads for apartments? And literally like 4 or 5 people, like if somebody hooked him up with a place, okay? And that was literally because he wasn't afraid to like ask. You just never know. Now this is literally just my opinion, but I really would encourage you to seek out mom and pop, like independent renters, over like establishment, big box, real estate company folks, okay? Now I will say right off rip, there are advantages and disadvantages, mom and pop versus like a corporate entity. Like there's pros and cons for both, probably equally for but I will say that I find that it's a lot easier when you can just like call up the person and talk to them directly, versus like jumping through a bunch of red tape, like not even knowing who the proper person is to schmooze when you're like trying to get accepted into a place. I find too that like with mom and pops, it's more about like being likable, okay? Like show up with your best personality over like your credit score, you know, like, yeah. Especially if that credit score is not looking how it should look before you're moving. I would definitely look for like independent owners. Now this is probably a no-brainer, probably should be a no-brainer, but I'm gonna say it anyway, okay? When you do see that there is an open house coming up, or if you talk directly to somebody on Facebook and they say, hey, you can check out the place on this day, that day, make yourself available and be quick about it, okay? Because the competition for housing in Philly is ridiculous, okay? I mean, the competition for housing is really bad everywhere, but we're talking about Philly today. Put the pedal to the metal, make yourself available. If you got to like go on your lunch break to go see the place or whatever it is, be quick about it. And if you see the place, you like it, if you can get an application right then and there, fill it out, get it in. Don't play, because literally there have been so many times I've gone to places that were already like, they had already decided who they were going to give it to, because literally maybe that person came in just before I did like the hour before I did. You have to be really fast. The other thing I want to throw out there before I wrap this video up is that once you do have a place and you've been given a lease, you better read that thing down, read it again, give it to a friend to read it, give it to your mama to read it again, okay? Because I will say that the scams be out there, the shady business dealings, or the super strict guidelines, okay? Especially when you're dealing with like a corporate, you know, rental situation. Sometimes the language in there is so unfair, so sketchy, so illegal, okay? And then you sign on the dotted line and it makes it really hard. And honestly, I think that these folks take advantage of the fact that people need housing. Like having a place to live is a human necessity. and people take advantage of the desperation of people needing somewhere to live to their own advantage. So I would just really say to you, like, read that damn lease, okay? And don't sign nothing until you really have read that damn lease. Read your lease. I got stories on stories. So to put a pretty bow on this thing, doing your research, high priority. Do your research. Don't just be moving anywhere. Make sure you go see that place at night and see what's going on, all right? Make sure you, if you're really concerned about crime, there are apps and stuff. I don't bother with that stuff, but if that's a thing for you, be diligent. Do your due diligence. Be proactive. Don't think that someone's gonna come to you and be chasing you to come live at their place. If you're doing like a mom and pop especially, be quick, be responsive, be friendly, be nice, be likable, be transparent, be persistent, right baby? Gotta be persistent and don't give up. Don't give up. Now, I don't know too much about the luxury apartment world, right? But what I do know about, and I was about to wrap this video up and it just occurred to me that I should say this in this video, is that I would be definitely very weary in the luxury apartment game, because as gentrification persists, a lot of luxury apartments and buildings are being put up in some of the crummiest of neighborhoods, and it's not right. But if you don't know no better, you might find yourself somewhere you don't want to be. Okay, so that's that for today. If there are any other topics that you think would be really helpful, please let me know, as I'm going to be redoing some of my like Philly information content, just, you know, 2023 refresh. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.